there's also this new monetary influence. And I guess it's not new. If you study Hollywood history and you look back in the 30s, the Nazis were actually pretty strong in Hollywood. They were pushing their agenda subtly through actors and through screenwriters and so forth. And in the 50s and 60s, there clearly was. I mean, people denied it, and there was the committees and all this, the McCarthy hearings. But the reality of it was, you open up the Soviet files, the KGB files, yeah, they were funding a big part of Hollywood. They really were doing it. The new one is China.
Yeah.
Why is China having such an influence on movie making? I mean, here Richard Gere can't get a part.
It's money.
It's money.
It's money, and they own a lot of the theaters. They have big control over the big budget movies. There's no question.
And I think that one of the things that people don't quite realize is it's money to the degree that the control happens, but the people pulling the strings, for them it's ideology. So you look at what's coming out and you go, I can't understand why they would make that movie. That movie can't possibly make any money because people don't want to see that.
Right.
There's a lot being made that people like just normal everyday people don't want to see, but it gets made because of ideology.
And it moves the culture.
And then it ends up moving the culture, and that's where we are today.
Well, as you mentioned, politics downstream of culture. Who runs the culture? It's Hollywood.
You know,
it's a cheap way to influence politics.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is the way to influence politics. Politics is a play performed by actors acting out a script written by the culture.
Yeah, wow.
The politicians are just reacting. That's why, I mean, the whole thing is you can't get a politician to answer a question. They gotta take a poll first. How do you feel about this or that?
Yeah, you see that change their minds all the time. I just saw something in Bernie Sanders the other day, and the number of things he said in the 60s and 70s and 80s, and everything just flips constantly depending on, well, what should I say now? Because this is what my people want me to say. So,
yeah, although Bernie Sanders, once a communist, always a communist. Well, I mean, the guy honeymooned in the Soviet Union.
Right.
Right. He's
That's where most people want to go.
He's been true
Who
to
needs
that
Hawaii?
ideology. Yeah, exactly.
Go to Moscow.
Well, you know, just a couple of influences we see, like China said no Richard Gere anymore because Richard Gere is friends with the Dalai Lama. We don't want to do anything to support the Dalai Lama because the Chinese-Tibet situation.
Right.
And so, I mean, he's a great actor.
Wow.
Can't make a movie. Can't get a good part.
We'll give him one of ours.
Yeah. You watch it. The other thing is like Top Gun. They're going to do a remake of Top Gun. On the leather jacket that Tom Cruise wears, they took off the Taiwan and Japan patches off of it. Yeah. The Chinese said, if you make the movie, you have to have those gone.
So they go back in and digitally remove all those things.
Well, Kevin made a movie. They removed Jesus.
Yeah.
What was that?
Soul Surfer.
Really?
Soul Surfer, yeah. They were very concerned about the name.
David Tice, by the way, is a friend of ours. He was part of making that movie. David's been in the Economic War Room. Yeah, he's a good friend. Talked to him this morning.
But you know, you can get into it over a cup of coffee with him. What happened on that movie and I mean, it's a great movie, but they were very worried about, you know, don't say Jesus too many times. If you watch Dennis Quaid when he's on the bedside of Anna Sophia Robb, who played Bethany Hamilton in the movie, they blur out the Holy Bible. They blurred it out.
He's reading the Bible, but they blur out the name.
You're kidding me.
But there's part
I
of
love
the story.
the movie, but
Can I tell this?
No, there's a part in the story where Bethany's picked up by the ambulance, and the ambulance driver says, "Have you accepted Jesus as your Lord and Savior?" And she says yes, and that's the true story.
Which is the true story.
Yeah.
And they cut that out. They didn't want that.
And it was Chinese censorship? You said?
No, I don't think so.
I think it was the
we have no idea.